etiquette banners. Hey everyone, so much for our intro, Tony. Hey, I'm on the road, so that's my excuse. I'm not on it today, am I?
Of course you are.
Hey everyone,
You are.
welcome to TNT.
Hello, how are you? Hey,
It's been 2 weeks.
tell me. I know it's been 2 weeks. My apologies for last week. As you know, what did we have? We had my uncle's funeral on the Thursday, on the 1st of September, which was quite interesting. It's actually, and it was actually their 62nd wedding anniversary as well for my uncle and my auntie on the 1st of September. So, and then the following day after that was my birthday, 2nd of September. So thank you, everybody that said happy birthday. Hello, Jen. How are you?
Birthday.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. A year younger, brighter, and still making the same mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say this is a picture of what happens when you don't learn from your mistakes. You end up like this and start learning, people. Karen, how are you? Good to see you on board.
Hey,
you go.
You can't look what I did today.
Hey,
you can't even
shirt.
see it.
It's beautiful.
I walk around. I'm based in Esk today, so it's the most cutest place ever.
Nice.
It's over an hour from Brisbane, so an hour. I think it's across from Brisbane. But yeah, we just came across it and went, you know what? Let's hang out here. It's really beautiful. It's the most gorgeous little town.
Yeah.
The rail trail starts here. Hey Joe. Hey Karen. Hey Jen. How is everyone today?
Yeah, let's let you guys do some heavy lifting today. You tell us everything that's going on in your life. You guys always do really, really well. Tonia, tell us about what you're doing up there in Brisbane. Obviously, you're doing another show up there. You're doing something beautiful, wonderful. You're connecting people with those that have passed away, and you're connecting loved ones to them. And I love the job that you do. So yeah, share us what's happening.
Thanks, Tone. Thank you. Yes, I'll be at Brisbane. So all those from the Brisbane area, pop in and say good day. I'd love to see you. I will be at the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival on the main stage Friday from 2 till 3, Saturday from 4 till 5, and Sunday from 2 to 3. So on the main stage, delivering messages from your loved ones in the spirit world. And I can't wait. I love the MBS. So much fun.
Absolutely.
It's great to connect with everybody.
I know you should be on the main stage. It's the only place for you, Tonia. And you know what? If you're out there and you've had somebody who's passed away, you need to get in touch with them, come along to the show. But you know what? Even better, not even better, but like even better. Seriously, I'm going to stay with that. Even if you're not going there specifically to see, maybe connect with somebody who's passed away, it is so cool being in the audience, Tonia. And a few of us in this crowd have been there and watched you do it. Is when you connect for other people. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. So you don't need the motive to go because you only want to connect with a loved one. You can just watch other people connect and share their experience. Bridget, hey, good morning, Bridget. Good to see you on board.
Hey, Bridge.
Hey, here you go. Can I throw one out to the TNT community since nobody else? Vichka, how are you? Yes, it is the TNT family. Good to see you, Vichka. Guys, I'm going to throw one out there. My concern, okay, so uncle passed away 2 weeks ago, which is quite sad, but also it was 10 months of him absolutely going downhill with lung cancer, going through chemo. So, you know, it was quite interesting. He knew when his time was up, and even my auntie said the day before he died, she goes, you know, you can pass away now. You can go. This is what I'm going to throw out to the TNT community. This is my concern is I really feel for my auntie now. They've been married for 62 years and she's really fit and healthy. And my concern is what's going to happen to her. So I don't know what I'm asking for specifically. But geez, I am concerned and I don't know how much I can do or what's going to happen or what life looks like after this for her. That's my concern. If anybody's experienced it, or know of a family member, just throw out some stuff because I'd really like some guidance on that one if we want to talk about that. Unless somebody's got an awesome recipe for goulash, we can talk about that instead. I'm happy to fly which way.
We're easy, aren't we? Just not cheap.
Yep. Tonia, I don't really have much of a price I ask for.
Well, I tell you what, I'll share in, you know, I've connected for many that I suppose have, not many, but, you know, there's definitely been a few that are in that situation where somebody's, you know, they've been together in a long-term relationship and it seems to go one or two ways. Like one, the struggle can, you know, for that person, it's very much, you know, the missing of that partner can they can take a real downturn, and that's not uncommon. And even for those that have been together for that long, for that second person to not, even though they might be healthy, to not necessarily have a long span after that initial person passes. But then you've got the other flip of the coin where I've had some, and actually one of my good friends, Barb, they were married. Her partner passed, and I think they were about 45 years, maybe longer. And anyway, and she's actually
45 years.
living
That's a
her
good
best.
innings, isn't it?
Yeah, she's living her best life now. Like, she certainly misses him, but she's always been fit, and she's actually found, almost like that second chapter of, she's doing a bit more traveling. She's doing stuff that, that they used to do together, but she's still sort of continuing and expanding on that. So she's kind of embraced the fact that, okay, she's still here, and she's going to live life to the fullest. So it can, I suppose it does depend on the person, but I'd love to hear, like you say, if anyone on here has, close experience with somebody, that's gone through that can actually go, this is how they felt. Because, I know for Barb, she really misses her husband, but she hasn't let it stop her, from sort of living life, if that makes sense.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool. What was the transition period for her? Because there's obviously the grief period where she's looking at, shit, what do I do now? And it sounds like Barb had two. She was at the fork in the road, and she could go down one path or the other path, and she's chosen to go down. What was it for her? Was it a process? Was it time? Was it what?
Yeah, I having chatted to Barb about it, like, definitely had that, grief process, because they were together for so long, and his was a heart attack, so it was really sudden.
Ooh,
so it wasn't like he was sick, it wasn't like he was crook. He was a pretty fit bloke, really. And so I think the shock of it certainly took the wind out of her sails. But I think once she'd had that that time in that grieving process, she kind of rallied, and I think sometimes for many of us, like, when you go through grief, you need to be an allowance that you're going to have those feelings and that sense of loss. But it certainly depends on her nature. I think, like, we're all a little bit different in the way that we deal with things. So it'd be really interesting to see, like you said, she's quite fit. I think your mental health helps.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It is going to be interesting. Like, she is a community member. She's always been part of the community, which is great. Yeah, I find this interesting. What Jen, I like this one. Yeah. Where Jen says, I find it interesting when one passes, the other starts doing things that they didn't do while their partner was here. Jen, it's interesting you say that. It's a good share, and you're nodding there in agreement. And we've actually got the other side of the family. My cousin Judy, her husband Malcolm, lost his father 4 weeks ago, and Kath, the mum, is doing exactly what Jen was talking about. Like, she's gone, like, she had to look after her partner. He was a bit of a drinker, and his health wasn't great for at least 10, 15 years. And she was just an absolute, she hated her life, basically. And like, when he passed, she was sad, but she goes, oh, thank God I can do shit I want to do now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what were you going to say at that time? You hello, Tash, how are you? Good to see you on board.
Yeah, but look, Barb was a little bit like that. She said her partner was a little bit rigid with certain things, and now she's able to get out and do more. Like, they did a bit of traveling, but it was mainly on his terms. He would like to, like, they actually had a motorhome, and he would like to, he'd drive 4 hours a day. Like, they never stopped anywhere. Whereas now she's actually, she goes, we go away and we camp up somewhere, and she spends time. So she's able to do things her way that she probably never did for all those years. So that's another thing, which that's what I, agree with Jen. There's sometimes it'll, change that dynamic. And also when someone's looking after somebody, sometimes, now I know this from Andrew sharing his experience, like his beautiful wife before me was sick. It was only 3 years from when she found out about her breast cancer to when she passed. But he was saying, like, people don't realise when you're nursing somebody, you've had that time to grieve for so long. You've been grieving them long before they pass.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. It still doesn't take the fact, absolutely.
It doesn't take the pain away. But
no, it doesn't.
Sometimes that sense of relief, and not, it's sort of mainly for that person that they're not still suffering.
Yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it? Really, like, you don't want them to suffer. It's quite interesting. But yeah, look, my auntie said something really interesting. I spoke to her on the phone. It's funny how thoughts come into your mind, isn't it? Or into my mind anyhow. Like I thought I was lying in bed on Monday or Tuesday night, and I thought, I don't know why. Oh, that's right. Orla was going to ride her bike to work the next morning, and I thought, oh, I hope she's going to be all right. I hope she, nothing bad happens to her. And then I thought, what would happen if she died? And I thought I would be absolutely devastated. I would be a mess. And that's where I went, that's what my auntie's going through now. And it's interesting how it's just gone, oh shit. And I got really emotional for my auntie. And I rang her the next day and I said, auntie, I go, look, I just said it to her. I'm not very, as you guys know, I'm very good at putting things in softly. I just go straight in. I go, oh, look, I'm really worried about you. Your partner's died after 62 years. I'm worried about what's going to happen to you. How do you feel about that? Of course, she breaks down into tears and everything. I'm thinking, oh, well done, Tone. Like, let's just gently slide into this on you. You think being a counsellor, I would know better, right? But I thought, no, we're Hungarian. We get it. Just get in there. And she goes, yeah, look, she came back and she says, look, one of those things, she goes, I'm going to have to force myself to go out. And it was interesting that she said that. So she goes, I know I'm going to have to force it. So she goes, anytime you guys want to pry me out of the house, like I'll go kicking and scream. But she goes, I know I need to do it. I know I need to get back into the community. So I actually, she knows it. She gets it. She's pretty switched on, which is, which is quite interesting.
I love Bridget's here, and Bridget's so aware of this because the loss of her dad at such a young age. Grief is knowing that you're going to miss someone for the rest of your life. Yep. Definitely.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, Bridge, just out of curiosity, were your mum and dad still together when dad passed away? Are they? I'm not too sure with the history there, and I'm be curious with what happened with mum and after your father did pass away, because that's always an interesting one. To see what happens there. But yeah.
Well, I know Bridget plays a big role with her mum and has lived with her mum, I'm pretty sure, since Bridget was younger, but she's still with her mum to this day. So, she looks after her mum. She does an amazing job. And, also with Wally and Tony as well. But I'd love to, like you say, hear Bridget's experience of that, because sharing is caring, and really, we're all at some point going to go through something similar. Really, it's probably a guarantee, isn't it? As you get older, you're going to lose somebody, or even at a young age, you can still lose somebody that means the world to you. Hey, Tash, how are you? Thinking of Tash. So there's another, Tash can share her experience too after the loss of her brother.
Yeah, that's a tough one to Tash. Yeah. I wonder how you are going, Tash. Do reach out and let us know. Bridget comes in. She goes, yeah, mum and dad were together. Mum never wanted to be with anyone else but my dad. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Bridget. Which makes it, Bridget, does it make it a little bit harder for yourself in the sense where being the daughter, it sort of puts a little bit of pressure on you to, I suppose, up your game as a daughter? Am I reading that wrong? Is that a legit question?
Absolutely, because I can vouch because I know Bridge fairly well, and her mum. I've known them for many years, and Bridget does an incredible job. Like it is a lot of pressure on Bridget. She's the only child, so there's a lot. Like, and her mum get on really, really well, but it's still a responsibility that Bridget's like this. I've got so much admiration for her. Like, she's taken on her mum, and and been her best friend, her everything, and it's beautiful. And not everyone can do that.
No, not at all. Tash, here you go. Get to work, Tonia. Good question, Tash. I like it. And Tonia goes, I don't do these things online. If you want to see me, if you want to ask about a dream or somebody can just connect with me and we'll book you in. No, this is a freebie. Tash, good one. Yeah. I'm going.
Tash is always, we always connect for Tash on here because we love her.
She's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a dream a couple of nights ago of my brother. It was a weird dream, but he smiled at me like he was letting me know he's okay. And that's beautiful, Tash. And that is often how spirit will come through to us, especially when we're so busy in life. They find that opportunity in the dream state to come in and let us know that they're okay, or share a message, or, just it's a pretty amazing way for them to connect. And it's so great you remembered it, Tash. So, yeah, 100%. And that's a beautiful way of confirming that he is okay. So I love that.
And it sounds like it was a nice, vivid dream for her. Like it was pretty real. Tash, this is so cool. I'm so happy to hear that.
I love also, I want to bring up Leanne's share. Hey, Leanne.
Yeah, Leanne's one.
That's a beautiful share. Thank you. And I knew Mark as well. Beautiful soul, beautiful soul. These two were just like so well connected. Leanne's posted here, I've been with my husband Mark for only 14 years before he passed, much less than Tony's auntie and uncle. Such a hard adjustment being without the person you blend your life with. It really takes time. Not that the process is over for me after just 2 years. I'm still learning and adjusting. And I think that's a beautiful share, because sometimes people think, as humans, we want to look at something and go, well, in 6 months I'll be fine, or in 8 months I'll be fine, or, and we want that quick solution of, am I going to be all right in a certain time frame? But I love the way that Leanne shared that, because, it is time learning to adjust, and for everyone it's so different. But that's a beautiful share.
Yeah, Leanne, thanks for sharing that one, because I know this is fresh with you and Mark, and yeah, and I'll say this with a lot of respect, Leanne, and I really like where you're coming from. When because I follow you on Facebook, but I don't stalk you, Leanne. Let's just get that straight. You come up in my feeds. It looks like from a Facebook point of view, it looks like you've adjusted okay. Because you've got yourself and Lockie and all that, but Facebook tells one picture and there's another one that we don't see as well. Thanks for sharing the thing where you go, I'm still learning, adjusting, because I think that's exactly what my auntie will go through as well. And it's nice to hear from somebody like yourself in that. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, I'll almost probably, if it's okay with you, Leanne, I'll almost probably share that story with my auntie when the time's right, just to say, that's a really nice one. Tash, yeah, as she says, Tash, you're going through a tough one when she gets through day by day losing her brother. That one's tough.
Yeah.
Bridget comes back and says, yeah, constant companion with her mum, which is lovely.
Yep. And she has been, and even now her mum's probably at the, I can't remember how old she is because I'm so bad with numbers, but I
that's
think
why you're not a numerologist.
She'll be 80s. Yeah, I think she'll be in her 80s now, and still, she's probably on the bit of the downhill run. Mum is, but no matter what, Bridget can always know that she's done everything for her, and and that helps, I think, to be able to go, okay, as whether it's a parent or any kind of relative that you're looking out for.
Yep. I like Joanne's. Before we get into Joanne's, I just have to close the door, people. Give me a moment.
Well, I closed my door as well.
Okay, Joanne.
All right.
This is a sad one. This one.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing this too, Joanne.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. This is really a beautiful share, and it's, I like what you've shared after this as well. But my heart goes out to you, Joanne, because losing a child, and I know when I do readings or if I'm on stage or whatever, connecting with a mother who's lost a child, it really moves me, and I can never walk away without being like,
I've seen you get brought to tears a few times whenever there's a child involved. Every time, Tonia, you get so impacted
as
emotionally.
a mum, you can't imagine it, and I think it's something that you can't pretend to understand if you haven't been through it. So I'm always mindful of that, to say, I'm just, in awe of these mums that continue on, and dads, when they've lost a child, because I can't imagine it. And, I'm always respectful of that, to say, we can all, we can't put yourself in somebody else's shoes if you haven't experienced it. But I love the way Joanne's put here. She lost her son 4 years ago. It was hard for me. Now I know he's around me all the time. I know that he's happy now. And that's the beauty of when you have that belief in the spirit world and that your loved ones are still around. That gives you, that really, the more you believe that, the more you're opening that door for them to come and give you signs. So I say to people, that's all you need to do, is be open to the fact that, death isn't final, and, it's a transition, and we're all going to catch up again one day. And not that it makes it any easier. You're still going to miss that person, You know,
Yeah.
here, 100%. Like, but we're the ones that go through it here on Earth. When they pass over, when they take, you know, whether they take themselves home or they pass through, you know, whatever happens throughout their life, they're in a great place. So it's really more about us, you know, then trying to navigate life afterwards.
Yeah, it is. Joanne, I'm just curious as well. Were you spiritually inclined prior to your son passing away, or is that something that's come along, evolved
Yeah.
once your son did pass away? Because what you do and what you feel is amazing. And as Tonia says, it's a great connection to have. It's a beautiful connection to have. But not everybody's going to share that viewpoint where, you know, it's interesting when losing a 4-year-old, there's so many different ways you can perceive it. Like, I got ripped off in life, God doesn't love me, or whatever spirit is out there that something was against me, or why me, sort of thing. And it is terrible, but I like where you've remained to have a connection with your son in a beautiful way, and it sounds loving and everything. So yeah, I'm just wondering, was that an awakening for you spiritually as well when your son passed away, or was it always there? That's the biggest one there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jen's got a good one here. Let me see. That when people pass, everyone gathers around initially, and you often hear this. And I know through Andrew's experience, he shared that, like, everyone's there when they pass, but then after the funeral, it's like this: everyone gets on with their own life.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the hardest adjustment. And I would imagine even for your auntie, you know, her sense of purpose has been around looking after him. So that's the big gap in someone's life, isn't it?
It's a good point. Yeah, it's a really good, and I like what both of you guys are saying there, because it's so funny. It's almost like once the funeral's done, you've done your bit, and that's something that we're really conscious about as well. So Jen, you say it really well here, and so do you, Tonia. In saying that, what we actually did, when I did speak to my auntie, she goes, "Oh, I'm going out to the Hungarian club, which is in Blacktown in Sydney." And you could tell, like, she goes, "Oh, do you want to come?" sort of thing. I go, "Why don't we make it my birthday weekend, because we didn't get to celebrate because of the funeral and everything like that. Normally I don't go out." So Orla and I are going to go out with the rest of the family and do Sunday there. To now we're looking at making events more significant than before. So birthdays, catching up, and you know, let her, you know, I always love it. Like, she makes cakes really well. So, you know, we always put the demand on her to keep on cracking those cakes out, because it gives her purpose.
Yeah.
You know,
And you get to eat good cakes.
Oh, bloody oath. They're seriously, Avichka, having a Czech background, you would love my auntie's cakes. You would be right at home. You'd absolutely love them. But Avichka says here, I just want to bring up, she goes, "This is great news on Avichka too. Week 1 of not being sick. Feeling the Virgo season motivational drive to cleanse and bring in new energy." I'm really happy for Avichka that you're not feeling, because I know you were going through a few tough things there. It was mainly digestive for Avichka, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That you're going through, yeah. But she's been trying a few different things too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I always love, Avichka's always got some amazing shares, which she has shared here. All about Neptune heading towards a full moon in Pisces. It's all about ethereal energy and dreams. Welcome the messages from spirit. Yes, I'm excited to be actually on stage at the MBS, and it's a full moon. It's like,
oh, nice. Nice. Well
and a full
played.
moon in Pisces is great, because Pisces is sensitive, and, you know, very, very psychic, and like there's a lot of depth around the Pisces full moon. So that'll be really good.
Nice.
You know, which lends itself perfectly, you know, and which is so good. So yeah, we always love your insights, Avichka. Full moon in Pisces being water sign will bring emotions. Oh, great. Everyone's better have extra tissues on the weekend.
Yep, exactly. Like, if we're going to get emotional, people, just look, keep it to yourself, bottle it up. Okay? No, don't. Yeah, go with the flow. If you got to cry, you got to cry. Who cares? If you're going to be happy, be happy. Gay's got a nice one here as well. Gay, this is a great share, where she talks about, our family situation was of the living dead. With Dad being in care for many years, Mum created a new life for herself by joining the bowling club and traveling with her new mates, something she couldn't experience when Dad was at home. That's a nice story. I like that one. Gay, that was, Yeah, it would have been tough on your mum too, as you said before, Tonia, and Jen saying as well. Once you're the carer, that's your role for a long time, and you've got this purpose, and then you've got to find yourself. And Gay, your mum sounds like a champion. Just went up, create a new life for myself, join the bowling club, and all that kind of stuff, and travel with her new mates. Yeah, I love it. It does show you that you've got a choice on which way you want to go. You know, you look at some of the traditional, like let's say. Eastern Bloc European countries like the Orthodox religions and things like that, where they mourn for a whole year, and if not a whole lifetime, where they wear black all day and they're reminded of the person and they're mourning, and it's really a sad process. It's their grief process. And it's interesting how some of us will choose to mourn a person's life or celebrate the life that they had, and then celebrate your own life as well after that. And that's what it sounds like, you know, Gay's one goes, I'm going to celebrate his life, but I'm going to celebrate my life now. And that's quite a nice spin to have on it.
That is, that's lovely. Hey to Lloyd over in the US. Hey, going Lloyd. I hope things are going good for you. Jack Murphy's got send healing to the 5 families who lost children. Yeah, that was when I saw that on the news last night. I was like, so yeah, incredibly hard. So yeah, absolutely sending love and healing.
Geez, I haven't heard of that one, but that sounds terrible. Jack Murphy Murdoch, that's a good share. That's a really good one. 5 families. That's just one family's bad enough, but 5. That's just
yeah, very terrible. Sad.
Yeah.
But thanks absolutely. Thanks for the mention there.
It's a good one to bring to your consciousness. Jen goes, yep, she'll love that, Tonia, even if it isn't a special occasion. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think so too, Jen. I agree with you on that. Yep.
You have any occasion.
Yep, absolutely.
8 months that we've been in business, we need a cake.
That's
10
it.
months, we need a cake.
Yeah. The problem is I think I've been having a cake every second day.
That's right. Ola will be like, my God, Tony, I can't Vizio that out of you.
No. If she could, we would make billions. Let me just tell you that.
I'm going to go back to Joanne because she's responding, Tony, to what you asked, which I thought was a great question, a really great question. She's put here, yes, I started to believe. Then I started to learn Reiki, and I met a lovely friend, Tony Ann. Yep, beautiful. Tony Ann's amazing. You know, Tony Ann's our numbers lady, but she's an amazing Reiki healer as well, and medium, psychic medium as well. So yeah, you couldn't get better support, Joanne, than connecting with Tony Ann. She's amazing.
Yeah, I like that. That's Joanne. It sounds like so you started to believe, and that's when you started like Reiki, and then you met Tony Ann, and that's where your journey started. And it sounds like it's really served you well, and it's serving others quite well as well, Joanne. So that's it's quite nice to hear how you've done that, how you've actually, you know, at the end of the day, the way I look at this with Joanne is, I've lost my son who was 4 years old, and I want to have a connection with him. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, no, he died 4 years ago. I don't think she said he was 4
years ago. Oh, okay, could have got that 4 years ago. Okay, but I want to have sorry, that's correct. Yeah, and I still want to have a connection with him. How do I do it? I know there's some spiritual stuff out there. Bang, and she goes, I'm going to tap into that. That's where I'm going. I love that because it does set you off on a great journey. The opposite to that is you pick up a bottle of whiskey and you drain your sorrows for the rest of your life, which is not a good way to connect because you won't connect whatsoever. So it's a really nice, positive way to live. Lloyd sending us beautiful. I'm glad you're doing well over there, Lloyd. Really good to see you on board.
And Kathy too. Hey, Kathy. Jen wants to know, have you stopped the digestive biscuits, Tony, and replaced them with cake? Great question, Jen. I love it.
There's still a few left, Jen. You got to remember, I did buy them at half price off. I think I bought about 15 to 20 packets on a sale. So there's still, but I did get onto the cake during the weekend. Let's be honest. I was very spoilt with birthday. I think I had a few birthday cakes, maybe 3 over the weekend. That happens.
As you do.
As you do, 3 different occasions. What do you do? Yeah, I know. I'm not a good advocate for. I'm with
Lloyd. Carrot cake is good. Carrot cake is good. That's up there with one of my favourites.
Definitely. Is it? Oh, next time you're in Sydney, then I'll have to take you to the cafe near my place. They make their own carrot cake, and would say pound for pound, it will be the best in the world. I'd even challenge the Americans on that.
When I come to America, Kathy and Lloyd, carrot cake is on our menu, right?
I know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's so I like where it's going. So what else has been happening out there? That's I want to know what's going on with you guys. What's stirring up for you guys?
Yeah, energetically, what's happening? What's happening over in the US, Lloyd and Kathy? I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
We're here in Oz.
Yes. Bit unfortunate in the US Open in the tennis there. Nick Kyrgios got dumped on the quarterfinals. We thought he was going to go to the finals. We had hope there, but no, he failed. But US Open's looking good. Crowds are looking good over in the US at the moment. It looks like there's a good energy in America again. Getting out of COVID, there seems to be a lot of optimism. So, yeah, which is really nice. But I don't know about you guys. This week feels like a really cruisy week energetically. Nothing's really stirred up for me. What about for you, Ton? Has anything really... Actually, there's been a lot of clarity this week, if anything.
Yeah, which is awesome. And that's the Virgo aspect, like Ivichka was mentioned earlier. I think it's kind of, for many people, the pennies dropped a little bit around the current energy. So it's kind of allowing us to see clearly where we want, in the direction that we're heading. So it's a little bit like, it's been a bit fuzzy, and it's been a little bit, we've had to do a bit of work prior to now. So I think for many, we've spoken of that in previous weeks, where there has been that sense of struggle, that sense of healing, like doing the work, which is like, that sucks, man. No one wants to do the work. But, when we do it, we come out the other side and go, we, have an awareness of what we need to do. And I also think for our highest good, I think we're really starting to tap into and things that are meaningful, like health, wellness, well-being. I think all of that's coming to the fore right now. So it's not about looking for the external things to make us happy. It's about, doing the, the inner work, which is, I say, is like our inner temple.
Well, look at what Jen's put up. She's actually talked about that quite well. Whilst you do that really quickly, I just have to do something. Be back in a second.
Jen's got here. I'm doing a short course with a friend at the moment, dispersing emotional blockages, learn how to balance chakras, all energy and self-focused. I love that, Jen, because I think, currently we have so much awareness around that. Is, our body, like we've said so many times on this show, our body's a barometer of our soul. So when we connect to what's going on in our physical body and we look at the emotional connection, it's so powerful. And also any blockages, exactly like you say, Jan, with, looking at balancing chakras. And I encourage anyone, Ines Segal's got a great book, The Body, I can't never remember the name of it, but anyway, you can get on and have a look up that one. Even for you, Lloyd, with your health issues, that's a great one to look at. What part of the body is giving you messages. Lloyd and Kathy are on vacation this week, going to the VA for doctor visits and MRI and X-ray.
Okay, good luck
Lloyd,
with that,
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
That's not a vacation, Lloyd. Vacation's holiday over there, isn't it? Sorry.
Correct.
I'm like, vacation over here is going somewhere fun and doing something really cool, Lloyd. But that doesn't sound ideal. But sending you healing and a lot of love around that being a good result.
Yep, absolutely. And Kathy, I know he looks after Lloyd quite well, so you're in good hands there, mate. Very, very. Jen, I'm going to share a story with Jen about balancing chakras, and it's not a good one, and I've shared it before. When I remember when I first started off as a massage therapist, and a person came in, and my mum was into crystals and spirituality and all that. She taught me all about the chakras and that, and they said, "Can you do a chakra balancing, a Reiki chakra?" And I went, shit. And I needed money at the time. I was only charging $45 a massage. I was at uni, and I thought, I was young. I thought I can do this. And I remember placing all the right colored crystals on their back along all the chakras. And then I massaged and everything like that. And she got off the table and she goes, "That was amazing. That was really good." She goes, "I felt an energetic shift, a huge shift go." And she goes, "Did you feel it?" And Jen, this is what I replied with, because I had no idea what I was doing. I go, you know, chakra balancing is subjective, and we'll all feel different shifts within us. So it's a personal journey, and that one's yours. In other words, Jen, don't bullshit. Get to know your stuff really well, because you will get caught out.
But the thing is, you just set that intention, you know, and that can be how simple it is, Tony. You would have made a big difference to her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look,
You
my
know what I
mum
mean?
gave me a big smack around the back of the head, and I was 27 years old at the time.
I love
Deservedly
it.
so. So Jen, just I got your back here, Jen. Just keep on doing it. Do it.
Yeah.
Which
Lloyd, share with us. I'm not sure whether it's Lloyd's back or what he's getting the MRI for. I do vaguely remember Kathy mentioning something, but share with us, Lloyd, and then all of our healers on this page can help you. No,
absolutely.
Change, no crack.
See, if you're in Sydney, Lloyd, I could have taken you to the human repair shop and we could have fixed you up.
I know, we could have been like this. We would have been.
Exactly. Cool
Hang on.
T-shirt. Keep it on, Tonia. Your daughter's on here. Repair the things you love. You. Hey, Shelby, good to have you on board. I did see the other one that you're in the middle of. Whoop, Tonia. A little bit. How's Tasmania going for your Shelbs? I'd love to know. I hope you're doing well. She goes, I had my first oral presentation today and I'm going to ace it. Okay. Well, I reckon you will. I reckon with you present quite well, Shelby. You're a great communicator. You speak well. If you have fun with it,
Shelby.
yeah, Shelbs, the key is if you have fun, it will be great, you know, and that's the number one thing. Like, Kathy, help me out. Lloyd doesn't know. Lloyd, are you telling me you don't know what's wrong with you? You need Kathy. Kathy, that your role as a carer, Kathy, is just huge.
No pressure,
He's even
Kathy.
forgotten.
No pressure, Kathy.
I know, none at all. Jeez. But it must be frustrating for you too, Lloyd, having to get scans and that, because I know this has been an ongoing journey for you. It's in and out of doctors and whatnot. I know it's been a long one, so it's never easy. It's tough though, Tom. Like that carer's role. I don't know how many of you have done it, but it's a beautiful, sacred place to be in, but it's also so draining as well. Like there's nothing that you get back in return, and that's a beauty of it. Just total sacrifice, which is great. Lower back issues. Okay.
Yeah. So X-rays for his hand. It's been determined he has a hand disease. Wow. So hopefully they can, now that they've determined that, Kathy, they can look at options around that. You know.
See how you go. Look, Lloyd, we've actually just had we've got a few clients in here that have come in and all has done amazing work with it. We've got one in particular that was due to go in for back surgery, and this guy was flat on his back, bulging disc. He was in bed for 4 weeks straight, couldn't get out, and all has been working with him now for the last 2 months, and he's avoided operation. He's up out of bed. He's walking around normally. That continues to work on him. So there's a lot of, I don't know what your situation is, Lloyd. It could be something totally different, non-related. It could be a severe, it could be a bulging disc. It could be, a really bad nerve impingement. I'm not too sure. But yeah, always have a look around and see what you can do, because your biggest thing, Lloyd, and I really feel for you, is pain. And you're most probably in pain most of the times. And that's what really brings you down and out. And that's a hard one to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, what you just said, Tony, I honestly feel like there's so much that we can do to repair our own bodies if we take the time and dedicate, and it can be 10 minutes a day at just focusing on our own healing, visualizing, being able to do things, having support of someone like Ola, all of those things are a really positive way of dealing with, the pain, because it's pain, like you say, Tony. That's the worst part, is the pain, and even hands. Now, I haven't got my book here, but I'm just trying to work out. There is something around hands that there is a mind-body connection. Kathy, you can look up, even if you Google Louise Hay and the mind-body connection, or Inner Segal, the mind-body connection. It's worth looking at those options.
Here you go. I'll tell you what it is, Tonia. This is my made-up Tony Kiss special. what hands significant? They're significant for this. That what the value they have is what hands are really used for. They're actually used to actually feed yourself, to nourish yourself. So if your hands are there, you're not nourishing yourself for some reason.
Yep.
And the other thing is to connect with others, and that's how you do it with your hands. So Lloyd, what we're saying is work on connection with yourself and mainly with yourself and with others, and make sure you're nourishing yourself with enough love, and that's why your hands sore. See, I just made that up. See, Jen, this is what I'm talking about. You know when I made up that stuff about the Reiki stuff? That's exactly the same mode I just went into then. That kind of stuff got me into trouble. Lloyd, there's no validity on what I just said, but if it makes sense to you, oh, that's cool. Never take my advice. It's made up.
Gay's put here, Lloyd, get onto some good quality CBD oil. Yeah, the CBD results have been amazing.
Yep.
You know,
I don't know what they are. Are they Central Business District oil?
Cannabis oil.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, get onto it, Lloyd. Geez, you'll have a great time. Sounds like Gay puts in a bunch. She goes, "Oh, Tony, that's so funny." In saying that, some Reiki practitioners, you feel so much energy, and other times I think, "Oh, that's interesting, Gay. I didn't know that." Where some of them have, like, that's I never knew that, Gay. So funny. I started running my Healy chakra balance before you started the conversation about Reiki. Oh, cool. Well, there you go.
Gay's tuning in. I love it.
I know.
Kim's popped in here. Yeah, Kim's got a good
Kim.
one. Returned from 3 weeks leave on Monday. It feels like nothing was done while I was away, feeling all sorts of frustration. Looking forward to the MBS tomorrow to de-stress. Yeah. Had a job interview yesterday, so fingers crossed for that. Yeah, time to change. You know, when that happens, just
Kim, they're both for you.
Time for change.
I've got double fingers crossed for you, and my legs are crossed.
Yeah.
You know, no, good on you. I just got to say, Kim, she goes, returned from 3 weeks leave on Monday. It feels like nothing was done whilst I was away. Yeah, because you're away. Of course, nothing's been done, Kim. That's how life works. As soon as you leave, that's it. Nothing's getting done. They wait till you get back, and they expect you to do everything. It's like they all knew it. You just weren't involved in the email.
Yeah. Yeah, Kathy says here Lloyd can't take CBD oil because of work. He's drug tested at work. But can he take, isn't there one where they take out the THC, Kathy, that is, you know, I'm pretty sure there is one that people do take medicinally that doesn't have the whatever it is that comes up in a test as, you know, that, because you don't want to be, yeah, that would be the worst thing. Like you're taking it for health reasons and you get checked and they go, oh, by the way, you're positive for drugs. No one wants that. Lloyd's driving too, so you know.
Absolutely. Kim, good luck with that job tomorrow.
Yeah, go for it, Kim. Time for a change. You found your house yet, Kim?
But I like what Kathy's got here. She goes, at least with the hand, it's treatable, which is the most important thing. As long as it's treatable, then that's great. Really good. Now let's see, Tracy. I was just reading yours, Tracy. This is a scary one. You're a lovely reader today, Tonia. You want to read Tracy's one?
I thought you were doing a great job at reading today, Tony.
I was.
Okay, I'll go now. I love it. I had a procedure last week, and apparently I stopped breathing on the table. I had real trouble coming out of the
anesthesia.
Yeah, I couldn't say it.
It's all right.
I'm not laughing, Tracy, at you, but semi-conscious with nurses running around trying to contact the doctor. It was a very scary experience. However, it's given me a boost in my appreciation of all around me. A day after getting home, my beautiful wedge-tailed eagles that nest not far away made an appearance and lifted me further. I love it. Love and light to all. That's beautiful share, Tracy. So glad to hear that.
Very scary too. Very scary too. It's a beautiful end to it. But Tracy, my heart goes out to you because, you know, there's apparently what can happen when you go into anesthesia. What it does is it slows things down so much that more than likely your heart would have slowed down to a certain rate and your lungs would have slowed down as well. And then when it was short on oxygen, it will go into a reaction, a panic attack almost, because what a panic attack will do is try to get more oxygen into you. That's why you have short breaths. So you're trying to get it in. That's what you're doing. So it's quite normal. So yeah, don't get too surprised. It does happen. It really, really does happen. It's nothing about you. It's just how the anesthetics was actually put in, how much was put in, and blah, blah, blah. And they do a really good job. So, you know, just I'm glad that you've come through at the other end and you've had the positive where, you know, you've had that lovely visit as well. You got Gay here.
Gay's got a good one. Hands, this is for Lloyd, from the Inner Cigar book, is an inability to handle life. I can't deal with things, too much criticism and worry, fear of the future, lack of faith in the ability to create. So,
that's bullshit, Gay. I don't believe that. I reckon my one was better. Who's this inner? Come on, Gay.
Even Avishka shared similar.
I can't believe that you cross-referenced this, Gay, after that made-up answer I gave you. But is that true? Does that sound right to you, Todd?
Yeah, look, to me, you know, hands, it was similar to what you said, Tony. It's about handling things, you know. And
I said nothing close to this.
And sometimes in these books, Kathy, what happens is sometimes you'll read them and go, oh, it doesn't make sense. But when you stop and think and have a deep dive into that information, that's when you come up with a lot of subconscious beliefs that, you know, possibly Lloyd might be hanging on to and doesn't realise. So once you work through that and go, okay, what am I hanging on to? I'm going to let that go. All of a sudden, our health can change. So, and people are doing it. This is now science is testing this out, you know, and has been for a little while because there's truth in it. So I always say what the body creates, it can uncreate, always.
Yeah, nice one. I like that, Ton. That's pretty good. Karen just goes in with Tracy as well. She goes, I know you feel happened to me recently. That's no good, Karen. But, you know, I hope you get the science right. Shelb's genius. Look, Shelby, you and I, mate, we are on the money. She talks about hands. I'm with you on this. She goes, isn't hands money? Yeah, look, Shelb's, I'm with you on that one. Like, seriously, like, give me the cash or hand the cash out.
Yeah, that's
one
right.
or the other, mate. We're doing one or the other. Shelves,
hey, maybe Lloyd, just get all that, get the cash and have it. Just do this. Do a bit of this.
Yeah, that's right. Shelves, you and I could write a spiritual book that has no credibility whatsoever. It's just made up stuff that we come up with. I think it would do well. Shelves, let me know when you want to start writing. I'm in. But everybody else, listen to the experts. Do not listen to Shelby and myself. Just total disclaimer.
Lloyd and Kathy from the US, you have come on here for an amazing reset tonight. I think it'd be nighttime over there, but you're here for a reason. So look at all. There's been some amazing feedback here, and I think it's really, really cool that all the sharing is so cool. Lloyd's going to have a totally new perspective.
Kathy goes, bloody oath, Lloyd. Kath goes on here. She goes, Lloyd can't take CBD oil, unfortunately, because he's drug tested at work and that's not permitted. But Kathy, if it's, I'm guessing it's medically, a medical grade oil, right? Can't you get like a permission slip from your doctor to take drugs? I mean, like, there's got to be.
No, you get it without you get it without the high. So you get the CBD oil. Now they've got a lot without the high.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Isn't it funny?
For medical grade. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
must be important. You cut me off 3 times.
My IM message was, and I've just lost what it was now.
This is what Andrew goes through. Shelby, is this what you go through as a child?
I love my IM app. I am focused on the future, I think it was saying. It comes up for anyone that, if you want inspiration, the IM app is great. You just download it and it throws up all these positive affirmations randomly on your phone. It's really cool.
Okay.
Anyway, talk about changing the whole topic. But anyway, sorry, Tony.
No. Shelves puts on a gut. She goes, can you get CBD oil without the THC?
Yeah.
Sorry. Jen says, yep, she's got it. Avich goes, hands gives us the ability to create our reality.
Yeah, that's
sure. Okay, I'll give you that one, Avichka. What I like about Avichka's is that she hasn't got a reference, so Avichka's made it up as well. Avichka, Shelby, you and me are going to write a book about made up stuff, what body parts mean. I love it. We're in.
Well, that's all unique to everyone. So, we're all different. Mm-hmm. And I love the way Kathy's shared the one that I just put up and then just change it around, Kathy. Saw 3 white doves fly over our house recently. It felt very significant. They flew in unison. That's pretty cool. Doves are peace. Like, doves are beautiful energy. So I agree with you there, Kathy. That's a good sign.
Anything significant about 3? Where's Tony Ann where I need her? But there's 3 of them. So is there No, I'm being serious for once. I want to learn something. I'm sick and tired of making stuff up. Is there a significance in 3 doves? That's all I want to know. Because Kathy, this will be more important than what the 3 doves are. There's 3 of them. There's got to mean something.
Well, this could be around 3 opportunities. There'll be the number 3 will be relevant somewhere. It could be about Kathy, Lloyd, and one other person. But I always say, if you take a moment to look at what that felt like for you, it's all about what we take from it. And when you get signs, we sometimes tend to think we've got to look to everyone else for the answers. But if we just take the moment and go, what does that feel like to us? Because you'll know what the significance is. And even if it's not totally clear, you'll start that awareness. And the sign of the 3 things will be relevant.
Okay. Here you go. Lloyd shares it. He goes the right hand. So it's in both hands, Lloyd. Is it left and right? If it's left and right, I'm thinking it's neurological. If it's both sides, that's what I'd be looking at straight away.
Right hand is the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Right hand feeds the people. The left hand takes from the people. I made that up. That could be biblical. I'm not too sure where that reference came from, but it felt right at the time.
Right is future and left is past. So that would be interesting. Not sure of the future. Worse on that side.
Do you remember that course we did, Tonia, where we did presentation skills or whatever we did?
Yeah, the public speaking.
That's the one. I obviously have forgotten about it. But remember when they said you're on stage and if you talk about the past, you reference to your left or you walk to the left-hand side of the stage. And when you walk into the future, you walk over to the right.
That's right. Jeez, that was amazing.
Best $3,500 I've ever spent in my life. Wasn't that great, Tonia? Brilliant.
Oh, my
Brilliant.
God. Shelby's put, I'm the best at cutting people off. Yes, I am, Shelby. My brain just goes, I see something, and I start to talk.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you can't do that, Kathy. I'm going back to, so you're saying where you get a permission slip to go into work.
Yeah. There you go. And Jen's also shared 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, or third of the month and month 3. That's another perspective on the 3. But Kathy's put, both hands, but the doctor stated that he can receive enzyme shots and alleviate this problem.
Hold on a second, ladies. Like, I'm trying to catch up here. What just happened? We're back about the 3 doves, are we?
I just flicked through a lot.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for not being up to speed with Tonia Reeves and the rest of you.
The male brain can't do this. It's way too fast.
Lloyd, don't worry. We're back up on the speed now, buddy. We're talking about your 3 doves again. All right, go. What happened? The picture's got past, present, future. Like it. Yeah, good. That's what we spoke about. Yeah.
Kathy's put, she felt awe and at peace when I saw the doves, and she agrees. But Jen's put, the 3 can represent 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, or the third of the month.
Oh, I don't like that one, Jen. That's a bit boring. That's
yeah, the feminine energy is the left. Yep, we've got feminine left, male, masculine right. So that could be Lloyd as an example, father issues or issues with male energy, besides your own.
Yeah.
Gay's probably the one here. Right hand, struggle and frustration. Questions about ability to work, create money, feeling disappointed and trusting. Gay, I think you're on the money there. I think Lloyd will, Kathy, because I do recall having a conversation with Kathy about the future and Lloyd and working and that kind of thing. So,
is Lloyd right-handed or left-handed? You don't know the answer to that, Tonia. If you could, you're going to open up a new stream of business. I'll tell you that much.
Right-handed. I'd be 80% correct, wouldn't I?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So it is right. It is right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's dominant hand.
Yeah.
Lloyd, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. It's an overuse injury. You use your right hand more than your left hand, so it's just tired, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah. Kathy's put here, Gay's right on the money. So this is where to sit down, Kathy, you know, even for you and Lloyd, sit down and write down, you know, the struggle and frustration to get that out. So it's not sitting in Lloyd's head going, you know, around and around. You know how like we can see Tony's in his head, we see his brain going ding, 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 ding. You know, I think sometimes it helps to be able to write down that frustration and really get it out and see where it sits with you. And then sometimes too, that enables you to get it out of your head, write it down, and then you can look at it. You can even put it aside and, you know, give it a day or so and then go back, or you can do the initial looking at it and going, how can I change this? Or how can I see it from a different perspective? Because we get stuck in looking at things the same way and expecting different results, don't we, Tony?
Absolutely. The only thing that I'm thinking right now with all that you said and everybody else, Lloyd, you're an absolute genius. I love Lloyd. The penny's just shot for me. The guy's just got, there's nothing wrong with his right hand. He just likes when Kathy does stuff for him. So now what he's got is he's going, oh yeah, Kath, it's still really bad. My right hand. Can you like make us a cup of tea? Can you like, you know, tie up my shoelaces for me? Right hand's still sore. Can you change the channel on the remote control? 'Cause right hand's not working. Now he's come on here and then he's got a new one going, yeah, it's a spiritual thing. That's what it, yeah. It's some things I got to work through, Kath. If you can just keep on doing everything for me, that will be great. And like, got it. Lloyd laughs. But that was just between me and Lloyd. Nobody else heard this conversation. But on a serious note, I know pain's a bugger, and when your right hand and left hand are both impacted, it is. So I do send a lot of love and healing for you guys, and do wish you all the best on that on a serious note. But if it is a ploy, Lloyd, bloody genius, mate. I just tell you that much.
I love it. Shelby's got a good share here. Funny story about the overuse of a body part. An old lady that I know down here has got arthritis in her left knee and couldn't work out why it wasn't in her right. She'd been driving a manual car her whole life. That's a lot of driving with that knee, isn't it?
One theory shelves.
Yeah.
Don't know if it was a good share. It was just a share, Tonia. I think you're being a bit biased because it's your daughter.
Funny story. I like the start of that.
Yeah.
But logically, as humans, that's what we do. We go, oh, we've always used that hand and it's worn out. And, you know, and yeah, there's certainly, we put strain on things more sometimes one than the other. But there's also the looking at the spiritual meanings, a different way of looking at it. Kathy's entertained, Tony. Very entertained.
Sometimes it does. I know, and that's what it's all about. You know, life can really suck sometimes. That's what I love about this community here. And you guys have already, Shelby, I've got the microphone. I can't shut up now. But on a serious note, look, life is tough. Life can bring us down and about. And I think what I love about TNT Thursdays is community is we can talk about serious stuff, but we can also have a laugh at it. But we don't make fun of it. We just bring a little bit of light and humor to it, just to take off that little bit of emotional stress or that pain that's surrounded by it. But we understand, we respect everybody's pain and what they're going through, their losses as well, because that's real, that's tough. But you know, it's nice to have you guys on board, and we can just have a good chat and a laugh and just air some things. As Gay's got, she goes, great chat, guys. Taking Steve for some slicing and dicing at the skin specialist today. I hope that goes well. Never a good one, but. Maybe, Gay, this is what I'm thinking. A bit of slicing and dicing at the skin specialist, maybe some slicing at the cake shop with a coffee after. 2 slices for the price of one, if you know what I mean, Gay. Get on it. It is Are You OK Day today. I think every day should be Are You OK Day. I think it's a great little reminder.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's a great reminder, Vichka. Have you done a post on that with the human repair shop yet, Tony?
No,
because that would be a good one.
No, it's cheap. I'm not going to cheapen it. No,
it is not. It's asking your followers, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll do it now because I don't want to miss out.
It's a reminder. You need to be doing it every day, but you know, it's that reminder, and you know. I think as human beings, we tend to forget to say that, you know, to others. Are you okay today? Are you feeling all right? And listen for an hour.
My favorite one is you, Tonia Reeves, listen for an answer. Shelby, does that happen? Now,
No.
I'm joking. You're a great listener. The one that I like is, are you okay? The other term I like is because when you say, are you okay? And it's a great message. I think we should be doing it. The only problem is a lot of people respond like, yeah, I'm good, right? It's a natural response. If you want to ask more, if you really want to open up conversation, you can always ask, how are you traveling today? So how are you traveling today? You have to actually, you can't say, yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. I'm not asking, I'm just going, hey, you traveling? You go, oh, I'm having a bit of a bad day. It's easier to open up if you're having a bad day with words like that. So
yeah, and I
definitely
suppose that's what "are you okay" is, a yes or no answer, isn't it?
Correct. It's a closed-ended question.
Yep.
But it's still a great thing. It's really great. You know, we've got to get used to asking that question, and we haven't been doing it for the last 3,000 years. Seriously, like everything we've been told to toughen up and you know, not talk about your emotions and not talk about when you're down and out, and not ask if somebody's down and out, you just avoid them and go to the next person that looks more energetic and they'll be cool. But no, we're saying, are you okay? We're gonna actually care about one another, which is great.
That's right. Just that little reminder. And in wrapping up, because we're pretty much nearly out of time, but here in the US, Kathy just shared COVID's still here. Lloyd and I are due for our second booster shot. So we're on to booster number 4 over here, Kathy, for those that are doing all the boosters. My sister and brother-in-law have had it. Politically, things are still a mess, and improvements in some areas and not so much in others. Sounds like here. It's been a long, humid summer, though. We haven't had summer yet. We're just starting to spring for us. So humidity's a killer, Kat.
Hear from Kathy that they're only getting their second booster shot. It is quite there. As Tonia says, like some people up to their 4th over here in Australia. I mean, like it's very profitable here in Australia, Kath. I mean, like some very wealthy people that are handing out booster shots. I tell you what, it was really rammed down our throats, Kathy. We were just told we had to get 2 booster shots and blah, blah, blah. It was all over the place. But I hope you guys are okay, Kath. I'm so glad that Kathy and Lloyd have jumped on board from America. Lloyd, I'm going to wish you all the best with your health. Kathy, I'm sending you a lot of positive energy and healing energy because you're the carer and you're looking after a great man and you look after each other well. So, you know, keep on doing that. It's a nice thing that you're doing. Avichka shares, she goes, instead of are you okay, she goes, what's happening in your world? I like that one. That's a nice one, Avichka. That's another good one. Really good one. Yeah.
And here Emma's just piped in. Yes, I'll ask my colleagues how's it all going today. Good one, Emma. I love it.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Tonia Reeves, you're always fantastic. You got a beautiful location behind you. Enjoy the countryside. Enjoy the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. I'm looking forward to hearing, and we all are, on you know, some amazing stories and some amazing connections that you do have. For everybody else on the feed, have a great week. Thank you for jumping on board. The initial part of this conversation was what happens when your loved one dies and how people move on. So that's really nice. I'll be passing those stories on to my auntie. So thank you for that. I've talked a lot, haven't I, Tonia? Really have.
Oh no, you've done very well. Like you've held up your side really good today, Tony, and you've been reading things out, which is like, I'm very proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I've been practicing, eh?
All right, we better wrap up. Thanks everybody for tuning in as usual. We all value what you bring to the table, and we'll see you all next week, same time, same place. Take care.